Any election is going to have a level of contention, whether that be candidates not trusting the results, spoiled ballots, human errors in tallying, sometimes you even have recounts, and also the length of time it takes to complete the process. The critical thing is that people trust the process so that they could trust the outcome. The Blind Welfare Association would have reached out to us after experiencing similar challenges in their AGM elections. And these challenges are not unique. It's the same type of challenges we see in other types of elections like annual general meetings, civic elections, board elections that rely on manual processes.
1 settings. Theme settings.
We had an initial call with them where we did a light demo to see if iVote Live could be a fit. And because that was really positive, we decided to visit the association and dive a little deeper with them to better understand their AGM and their elections and work with them to do a formal demo to see if this could really work. It might just be repetitive. And it might even confuse it a little bit because if it...
No, this might part
we can do that.
patriotic vision is like that, so we will know. Persons will know.
Yes, I think that would be fantastic because it would give more clarity to the voters.
Right.
Yeah, and that might speed up for them because
we will know who we're voting for now.
The reality is as well, some people...
Well, accessibility in layman terms simply means what you get out of an app, usage of an app or usage of a website. We as the blind or visually impaired persons want to be able to do the same thing. So for example, if you're using, let's say, app to call a taxi or app to order food, you could be able to do it good, cool, your food will come to your door. We want to be able to do the same thing using that particular app.
The platform was deliberately designed with accessibility in mind, particularly for persons who are typically left behind by technology, elderly persons, less tech-savvy individuals, communities who sometimes have challenges getting to a meeting, or maybe if there's an online facility in place, just finding it too difficult to navigate. This platform was deliberately made to be easy, efficient, and secure. The process of using iVote Live is about 88% faster than using a manual process. So let's say a meeting election with a manual process would usually take like 2 hours. With iVote Live, it would take about 15 to 20 minutes.
In terms of number counting, because sometimes somebody may put up the hand and then probably hand getting tired and put it back down and then put it back up again, and the person's counting might mischeck and so on. And so so that might be a challenge in terms of gathering numbers, the final numbers at the end of the voting.
Typically, the way the voting process works for your members, when members come to the election, each of them would register and they would get a voting ID that is for them and them only, right? So I think the main thing is just to make sure that they could know what the ID is so they have it to input here. So we tested the process together, step by step, and we got some really clear results. They were able to interpret the candidates on their phone, make selections, submit their vote, and we had like a proof of concept that this could be a solution to deliver a smooth, accessible election process. What really worked is that they were able to, first of all, interpret all the candidates presented on the ballot on their devices, and they were able to submit votes accurately for the persons that they wanted to vote for. Right? Now that is really just to hand over, so you will know this person got this ID and voted at this time. Mm-hmm. You'd also see the IDs that other persons who registered were issued, but if they don't have
it could be depends on whatever your members are comfortable with.
So Sepra, go ahead and explain to them again. You give your opinion, your point on it.
Okay, so we do the vice president election. It's not necessarily like the first, second, and third in terms of how many votes, right?
They were even able to point out a couple improvements we could make to make it more seamless for them. But at the end of that, we had a really clear result, which is that this was actually a solution that could work for their AGM election and eliminate all the challenges that they had before.
I mean, the way of the future is IT, and I would like to commend all the persons again in this level, because you call this a bit of a, what you call a universal design, where it wasn't really created for us, but we use it. So just like the smartphone, the iPhone, the Android phone, created for everyone to use, because we could go just in settings and accessibility and turn on the various screen readers on both of them, and even low magnification as well.
iVote Live is our e-voting application that was designed to execute real-time elections at scale. It's built to serve audiences of all sizes, both in person and online, from AGMs to civic elections.
During COVID, a lot of services, a lot of food apps, and a lot of persons were staying home and doing stuff online. We had the challenges, and now because of that, after that now, this have become a big thing where you have the accessibility of web applications and app and so on comes into play. And you know, our membership is only mostly comprised of persons who are blind or visually impaired. And we had a vote, because if we don't vote, of course we lose out, and for example, if another team might win and so on.
So if you're part of a group or organization that has had challenges with elections in the past, have had issues with confidence in the process, or have struggled to get it done quickly, or perhaps you're just looking for a better way, reach out to us. iVote Live is the solution you're looking for.